A very good evening to you. You're right.
Yeah, fine.
Lovely.
Megaphone.
Hello. So nice to see you. So nice to see you. I want to say, first of all, Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, Happy Mother's Day to anybody who's a mummy, has been like a mummy, a stepmummy, grandmummy, not a mummy with bandages, but any other kind of mummy.
Why not?
Happy Mother's Day. Well, it could be a mummy as well. A fur baby mummy. That was in my ear. I've got no idea what that means. Anyway, if you
Somebody who's got a dog or a cat.
Ah, okay, there you go.
Or
So,
another furry
happy
creature.
day to all of us. Anyway, it is 1 day special time. Brand new launch. This is what happens every single day of the week, 6 o'clock, something brand new
Yes.
at a low price. And today, well, do you know there's a lot of people lately loving our fabric shows, aren't they? And our
Yes,
quilting sewing
I
shows,
know,
which is
there's a
amazing.
lot.
So thank you to all you lovely people. And this is right up their street.
And it's brilliant because it is one of those longer projects that you're going to do. So, you know, people with time on their hands at the minute. This is a great one to
Yes.
start. So what you're getting in the kit is you are getting 1/2 metre of all 6 of the fabrics. Now, these are a brand new collection by Fabric Freedom, and this is their Steampunk collection. So you're getting all 6 of your fabrics, and you are getting, I think it's, is it 2.5 or is it 3.5? I think it's 2.5 metres of the contrast fabric that goes with it. So you are getting a huge amount of fabric, 6.5 metres
Yes.
in total. So it's a huge amount of fabric. And this will make a quilt that's 66 inches squared. So in new money, that is, so it's 68, it's 170 centimetres. So
Okay.
just shy of a double bed. It will fit
I was
on
going to
top
say,
of a
yeah,
double
what
bed.
size is that?
Or, because all of the Fabric Freedom ones are designed as blocks,
Yeah.
you can always move them around. So if you want it to be a runner,
Yeah.
and you want to maybe move those blocks around a little bit, you absolutely can.
Yeah, okay. So we have colour options for you as well, don't we?
We do. I have a, this is the
An
grey
exemplar.
option, which we are going to be working on.
Yes.
Oh, maybe this is how we work it out these days. We just have to stand at quilts with the parts.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you do from now on.
Just bring quilts
Just take
with
a
you.
quilt wherever you go and be a quilt widths apart from people. Yeah, so that's now I have a question. So this is obviously the pattern that you get, and this is how
Yes.
it's done. But do you know, for people who wanted to kind of free flow and they get the materials, I guess they could swap this around a bit.
Obviously, you could swap it around as much as you wanted, depending on the design that you want to make. It does come with a pattern, and we'll show you how to make the block to create this pattern.
Yes.
But you can pick and mix it around as much as you wish. So if you've got another pattern in mind that you would rather use, absolutely. If maybe you don't want to go for the full bundle, then there are other ones available, and you can swap the colours out and things like that. Maybe swap that out for some maybe light grey in there as well, so there's slightly less
Yes.
of the yellow in there.
Yeah,
It's up to
exactly.
you.
It's totally up to you. Remember, the quilt you're going to make is a lot bigger than that. That was just an example.
Yeah, this
that
is
our Hayley
actually
made.
9 blocks.
Yes.
There's 25 blocks in the one that you will make.
So
So
there you
this
go.
is almost just over half. It's
Yes.
2.5 times the size of this is
Yep.
what you'll make.
Perfect. Okay, let's go through the colour options for you then. So, first of all, the one on the end there is your mint. You can see all those lovely minty colours. I love all the patterns now they're working together
It's
with
got
that
a bit of
steampunk
teal
as well.
in there as well. I
Yeah.
think this one is my favourite colourway
it's
of
nice.
all of them. I think this is the one that kind of speaks to me and works best for me, this
Yeah.
one.
And the contrast fabric.
It's just a plain white
fabric,
in this one.
Fabric, is that one the plain white?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look at the middle one then. So this is your
So
lovely
this is-
rust option.
This is the rust option. You get the rusty fabric that tones in with it. Again, you've got those same 6 fabrics in this one. So the way that Fabric Freedom always design their fabrics is they will go with initially a feature fabric. And that's the one with the largest print on, with the kind of most detail in there. So you've got everything in here. You'll see picked out in some of the other fabrics, and kind of all of those elements echoed through. So for example, you've got the glasses here. And you can see that. Glasses.
Yeah.
And glasses in this one. You've got the cogs and the pocket watches here. So there's the cogs, there's the alarm clocks, all the pocket watches and things, all in this one. Then you've got the keys. So if I just move that across, you can see there are keys within there. I'll move that across for you. And then you've got keys just on their own within a fabric. You've got the clocks and the watches. So you've got continuity all the way through. It's designed as one collection, and that's how you are getting it.
Perfect.
And then you've got that really subtle cogs where you've
that's
got
lovely.
the dark grey background with a slightly lighter grey cogs on there. And again, that all tones together beautifully.
Yes. Perfect. Okay, well that is your rust option. And then as a final one, we have got the grey, which is what our sample was made from.
Yes, that's what the sample's made from. That is the grey option. It's put with this kind of mustard yellow, which teams beautifully with the elements that are within there. So you can see all of those kind of yellow keys, yellow glasses, yellow bits on the kind of timepieces that are within there, and the hourglasses, and the little yellow moustaches within that fabric as well. So it works beautifully with all of them.
Yeah.
Go for whichever one speaks to you, but then remember, you don't always have to use all of that fabric. You could always use the piece that's your contrast as a backing.
Yes.
And substitute something else in. So maybe get a grey or even that teal colour that's in there. Use that and then use that for the backing.
Yeah, exactly. The choices are yours. But the one day special launching right now, you are of course getting a great saving. You're also getting FlexiPay because you're paying over £60. So £34.71, your first of 2 interest-free flexible payments. Your total price is £69.42, and that is instead of nearly £100.
Well,
so that's a good saving.
Just break it down by meterage, okay?
Yeah.
You have got 6.5 metres here. So normally be £15 a metre for this kind of quality and this type of fabric. So even just breaking it down by the metre, it's kind of almost 2/3 off.
Yeah, so that's very good.
A third off.
A third
off.
off.
2/3 of the price.
Yeah, exactly.
Got myself confused.
Yeah, but it happens. Lovely. Okay, 404171. Do we have a leader at the moment? What? Oh, the
this
grey.
one.
Yeah, so that's the one that the example was in. That's like, I was doing a show earlier and I was saying, oh, this is my favourite, the card, and it was the least favourite. Everybody else went for the other two. Yeah, always happens. I like the teal, but if you like the grey, go for the grey. Lovely. Okay, let's move across, but adjacent to each other.
So right,
Yeah.
we could, there. Perfect.
There we go. It's a quilt distance. Now, let's have a look at this wonderful canvas fabric. Can I just say this? I think is fantastic.
Yes.
This is my favourite one that we've actually made the sample up here in the cushion, but you've got your 3 options. You're looking at the balloons there.
So these are all the kind of still steampunk themed ones,
Yeah.
and they're a slightly heavier weight though. These are a canvas weight, so these are great for your kind of interior decor and things like that. So you've got the hot air balloons on the end here.
Yes.
Should really turn them the right way up, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Like that. There, that's better.
Love that. Love the map in the background. Really cool.
It is quite a big pattern, this, so it's not quite kind of suitable for your quilts and things because it is quite a big chunky pattern. However, for blinds, curtains,
bags.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice
absolutely.
bags.
This is a great option for all of those.
Yeah.
And then we've got the newspaper print one.
Yeah,
Now
so is it the same, sorry Hayley, is it the same item number and then you just choose your...
No, it's different
they are
item
different
numbers.
item
This is
numbers.
one,
Okay.
and then
Next
this is
one
a
then.
different one.
So this is called your vintage script.
Yes, and this one I think is really, really fun because I'd be tempted to add just odd bits of colour to this. Not everywhere, just the odd bit here and there to just make certain bits pop. Maybe just colouring the letters of the air balloon on there, or just colouring a little stripe or the little checks across it. Or just the odd bits here and there, not always the same bits either, just random bits throughout it. I think would make that one really, really fun.
Yeah, I really do like that a lot actually. I love the little cushions, but we're already 20% gone on this one. Yeah, people really like this one. Yeah,
it's a good one.
It's a good one. 450176, your item number, £13.99 for that. And then we've got this one. It's a classic stripe, really.
It is. It's a classic ticking stripe. So a ticking stripe is where you've got solid stripe in the centre and then a stripe either side of it, a thinner stripe either side of it. I'm afraid that's a non-wiggle one. Yeah,
because it's going to make the camera go a little bit funny. Yeah.
It's yet.
Oh! Just had to do it. 444149 is your item number if you'd like to get hold of that non-wiggleable fabric. It's fine, you can wiggle it at home, just not on the TV camera. $13.99. Quilts with the part. Fabulous, I love it. I love it's clever.
Somebody sent me something on Facebook because I like tapirs, and somebody said one of the Brazilian government things is stay a tapirs width apart, which is 2 metres.
If you can visualise it, then it works.
Exactly.
Then it works. Fabulous. Okay, let's have a look at
bring Terry in tomorrow just for a bit of company.
Right, now, this is a happy hour deal, and it is for this hour. In our One Day Saver shows, there will be a happy hour deal in every hour. This is it.
Yes.
Now.
So this is their
Leatherette.
fantastic leatherette, and it does have a little bit of stretch to it. If this is obviously one that I've been at there are
Yes,
chunks
it doesn't come like
missing
that with
from
chunks
this one.
missing.
Yours will come complete. So this is the, I think so, the pewter or the grey, this one, and it'll have a no stretch, kind of up and down.
Yeah.
But left to right, selvage to selvage, there'll be a little bit of stretching.
Okay.
So if you are doing things like home decor, where you're maybe covering chairs or stretching things around things, this is a great option to have that little bit of stretch. If you don't want it to stretch, it's like having a nap on a fabric. You cut it the way that you kind of need it to stretch or do not need it to stretch. So if you're making kind of clothing and things, you probably want the stretch again going left to right. If not, then you're going to cut it that way, which will stop that stretch and just make the stitching a little bit easier for you.
See, I was going to say, actually, can you use this for dressmaking? But how do we
Absolutely.
go about buying it in terms of the amount that you would need?
It comes as a pick and mix today. So it comes as, is it half metres? Yes, okay. It's 1/2 metre, because it says pick and mix any 2 on there.
2 fabrics,
Okay,
2
that's fine.
choices.
Yeah, well, if you pick the same one twice, then you can absolutely get the same. So this is the grey. You can get a continuous piece if you get 2 of the same. So that one is your grey.
Yeah. And this is
then
how much
I've got
you
your
get.
gold.
So I love this stuff, because I was thinking I'd make a pair of trousers out of it. I would. I'd go for a faux leather
You look
trouser.
like a robot.
No, I'd look like a sort of Bowie person. Look at that. And over
like
the
a
knee
robot.
boots. No, it wasn't this one I would make the trouser out of. I quite
I like
fancied
that
that
one,
one.
yes.
Yeah, and then
Or
I
that-
just held this one up. I look like a robot.
You look like a robot. So there's like a vintage gold, there's 2 different golds, because there's a light one, which is this one I've got here, and there's a kind of an antique gold there as well. So there's 2. Are you roboting it up?
I'm making myself an evening dress there. Look, I'm going to the Oscars, I am. Can I just say, Hayley, why is this happening?
Maybe you need to be quarantined for another reason, Rachel.
Why is it on every show that you and I do together, I end up wearing the fabrics? What's wrong
I've done
with
tons
me?
of these and I've never worn any of it. I think maybe it's you.
Maybe it's me.
We've got the white. This one's my favourite
That's a
one.
beautiful colour.
It's kind of a rich, kind of chocolatey brown, really, really lovely colour. And then this one's like a rose gold. This counter was beautiful. I'm awfully sorry, Jamie.
Yes, it's a bit of a mess now.
We've wrecked it.
These are, do you know what? These are actually, in
Can I
all
put this back?
seriousness, yes, put it back now
Thanks.
before I try on again. I did actually clip our last show. And it was
you?
so funny, yeah, put it on my Instagram. Because at the end you just go, was weird, Rachel. It was weird. They are a beautiful soft fabric.
They are,
like
and they're
that.
actually a lot easier to work with than they initially look, because initially you look at it and you think, oh, it's a little bit stretchy,
Yeah.
it's a little bit this. And with the right foot, it's actually quite easy to work with.
Yeah, or if you use your left foot, kaboom. Now, that is a happy hour deal. That means the price will go up at the end of this hour. You don't
You
want
know
that
it's
to happen.
bad when I've got to be the sensible one.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, if you would like to buy any 2 of those, you can do so on the website. It is hochanda.com. Now, let's give you some options, because with our one-day special, you don't have to buy the whole kit and caboodle. For example, if you would like to just get the quilt instructions, then you can. That is £694,402, and then you can choose your own fabrics. £12.99 for the instructions. If you would like an extra metre of the Steampunk fabric, we can do that for you. Maybe you could use it for your backing, or, you know, do whatever you want to do with it, really. You get a metre.
I found a pattern
Yes.
that you can, with 2 metres, you can make pyjama bottoms.
Oh,
Yeah, I made some pyjama bottoms this morning out of shark fabric.
out of shark fabric. Okay. 945254 is your item number if you would like
Do
to
you
get
know
a
what?
hold of that.
I'll
Go on.
bring the pattern in tomorrow. We can make some more in steampunk fabric.
Yes, make some more. Lovely. Okay, so that is that. Excellent editorial tonight. That is it. Now, this is your cushion panel fabric. Let me just show you this as an example. So what you do is with these, you pick a mix. So you can pick any 2 of these and you simply make a cushion straight away out of this fantastic panel fabric.
It doesn't
Fabric. What's wrong with
necessarily
me?
need to be a cushion. It's more or less fat quarter size, maybe just a slightly tiny bit smaller. But it doesn't. It could be a bag.
Yes.
It could be an apron.
Yes.
It could be, there's lots of different projects that you'll find that are fat quarter sized, and there's a huge amount of different things you could do with it.
Well, do you know?
Ideal for colouring as well. If you've got
Yes.
paints like the pink ink paint, so you've got our colouring pens.
Well, our director just
Perfect for
said she'd
those.
like to make a canvas out of it, and that's a cracking idea, isn't it? So, I mean, you know, in terms of like a painting.
Yes.
Yes, you could
Yeah.
stretch it over a board.
Absolutely.
You could colour in if you wanted. Yeah, these are really good fun. So, yeah, have a think about these. You could make maybe little wash bags out of these, could you?
Yeah, now
Could you?
there's a few with repeating patterns. The ones with repeating patterns, they are large patterns. I mean, that you could fussy cut those out.
Yeah.
You could fussy cut and have them as individual things.
Yeah.
There's lots of different things you could do. There's just a difference in the panels. Some are kind of feature panels. The design covers the whole area,
Yeah.
and then some are repeat patterns. So
Yeah.
just maybe think about what you're intending
Project
to do
is.
with them,
Yeah.
and then kind of work with them from there.
Exactly. Okay, well that's those. I pick any two, so 859885 as an item number. Right, so all the way over there, what are you doing?
Okay, so I'm cutting out lots and lots of squares. This pattern is based on lots and lots of squares. So it starts off, the cutting part of it is really, really simple. So we've got 4.5 inch, oh, that was a bit bigger than I expected. Oh, I shall just trim that down. You've got 4.5 inch squares on most of it. Now, there is one set that you need to do, which will be 4 7/8 inch squares. That's obviously with the bit that I've picked up, but that's fine. I'll just take that extra bit off. You can use a rotary cutter to do this, absolutely. Because I have the scissors, which are the monthly mega deal, I am scissoring it up. And plus, I'm not a big fan of rotary cutters. I've cut myself too many times with them because I'm just not careful enough.
Okay.
I like the ones where they're on the ruler and you just push them down. Love those ones, but the ones where you push them yourself,
Yes.
I'm terrible.
I know, they can be dangerous.
Terrible for
They
getting my
can be
fingers in the
dangerous.
way.
Well, there are the
So-
scissors on the screen for you there.
Okay, so this comes together quite simply. So with the corners, each of your corners, and this is in the instructions, I've got the instructions here. There you go. So the instructions that you get, let me just bring out the page that we need. That's probably easier. So the instructions take you step by step on how to create the block. Because if you look at the block initially, you think, oh, that looks quite complicated. How am I going to get there?
Yeah.
So it takes you through step by step. So first of all, you're going to make that disappearing 9 patch. Now, I've kind of skipped a step here because I find it easier for me personally, if I'm going to make half square triangles, to do them as kind of two at a time. So those ones and those ones I've got as the 4 7/8. So to create my half square triangles for the corners, all I'm going to do is put those on top of each other, draw a line down the centre diagonally. I'm just using a biro here so you can see it on the TV. You can use your kind of disappearing, heat disappearing, or water soluble ones. You can use either. But just for the ease of being able to see things, that is what we are using. So draw a line down there, and then I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch this side of the line, and then a 1/4 inch on the other side of the line, and that's going to give me the right size triangles that I need to match up with my 4.5 inch ones, because we've kind of taken into account the seam allowance. So that will give me my proper one. So we'll stitch that first, then we'll put that disappearing 9 patch together, and then we'll show you how to chop it up to make the block.
I do love these quilt, designs and patterns, and when you get
actually.
everything included, it just makes it easier if you've never tried it before. And all the instructions are there as well. So if you've never tried quilting before, this is a great place to start. And it's also not too expensive, because there are very expensive quilting kits.
Yes,
I know
there
are
are.
different
Now,
variations of materials
I
and
will
things.
say
but
this doesn't include your batting, but we've got the Craft Yourself Silly Super Soft batting on.
yes.
That is 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters, which
Okay.
is just about the right size.
Yeah.
To actually kind of sandwich the whole thing. So that's
Yeah.
kind of a good size to go for.
We'll give you the details for that, but you just need that, and then you
And a
need this.
backing.
Yeah.
That's all you would need. And
That's
the
all you need.
backing, it's kind of personal choice, because some people don't even put batting in them.
Yeah.
Some people will use fleece to back them with, so they've got like a nice fluffy backing on it.
Yeah.
And you absolutely can do that, and it is quite a nice cost-effective way to back a quilt, because you haven't got the cost of the fabric on the back and the batting in the middle. It's just one cost of putting the fleece there, so that's another
Yeah.
option.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's a great way to start.
It's got a needle threader on, but
because, like I say, some of those quilting, you know, things, quilting patterns and fabrics, you can spend, you know, over £100, going even more than that if you want. Well, a lot of you are agreeing. I'll tell you something, because tonight we have got phone line queues. Yes, people are queuing on the phones. It's popular on the website as well, so it is a very good deal. You are saving a lot of money on that main quilting option there. Some people are just going for the patterns, some people are just going for fabrics. So do have a good old look on the website, hochanda.com, because you can see all the variations of things that you can get. But this one-day special just launched now and selling very well indeed. The price will disappear tomorrow at 6 o'clock, but actually the stock might disappear before as well. I would think certainly maybe an option or two might disappear. That's usually the way it goes, because one option is always the most popular. The grey option is certainly the most popular at the moment, and that's what we're using.
So I've swapped the foot on this machine. I mean, most of machines will come with a quilting foot, and by quilting foot it generally means that it's got additional markings on, so you can see that 1/4 inch. I've swapped this to a foot that's got like a little arm on the side, and what that allows me to do is, in these kind of ones where I'm doing half square triangles, I line that up against the line that I've drawn and sew along that line. But then if I've got, when I come to do the bits in a minute, where we're actually lining the pieces up face to face, then that's kind of my stop. That's where I know where to stop to allow it to sew that 1/4 inch.
We're very busy for the 1 metres on their own as well. So I do wonder if people are buying that for their backings. Then they must be, mustn't they, Hayley? I would think.
Possibly. I mean, there's so many different ways you can back it, but we'll look at a couple of different ones actually, because we've got to back that one that we've got half done, so we can remain at quilts width apart, because that's now that's now the standard, isn't it?
It's now the standard.
Quilt width apart. Okay, so now I've sewn down both sides. Just going to cut down that central line, and then that will give me my 2 half triangle squares.
Now, Hayley, just talking about people buying these quilting kits here, and if someone is buying it for the first time tonight, they've never quilted before, I mean, what kind of skills do you need to be able to make this up? Is it a complicated pattern?
It's all straight lines, and you just need to be able to follow the pattern, essentially. And there is one bit that I will mention on the pattern when we get to it that I think is the kind of most important bit, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward, this one. And it's just up to you how you do this. So with this one, I've done those little triangles first. Within the quilt pattern itself, I've done it that way because I personally find it easier. Within the quilt pattern itself, it tells you to do it a slightly different way, and we'll do that at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, so you can pick whichever way you find easier for you. And I am not the quilt police. A lot of people press to the dark side. I prefer not to, because I just find that sometimes the seams that you get are really, really bulky, especially if you've got lots of bits joining together.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to snip those ears off. So when I've kind of splayed those back out, you can see you've got little ears poking up either side. And I'm just going to trim those off to take it back to its kind of full square.
Lovely.
All right. So from there, now we've got our corner pieces, we can just lay out that 9 patch, and then just straightforward sewing it together. So get rid of that. Pop that over there. So that is one of my corners, and you want your triangles facing in. So there's my other one. So I've started with my corners, and then I need to put what's the contrast fabric. So whichever bundle you've got, that contrast fabric needs to go top bottom. So it needs to go in the cross formation. So there'll be 4 panels of that, and then you've got 3 more fabrics. So there's another one in the middle, and there's another one on the bottom corner, and I just need to cut another couple of those squares. So is it a possibility, Rachel, that you could give me just 2 minutes to cut?
I certainly can.
Cut these.
Yes.
And then I don't know what you're going to do.
I could easily dress myself as a robot again.
Yeah, do it.
but I think people would find other things more interesting, like the fabric panels. Now there you go. If you would like to pick any two of these, then you need to have a look at that, because all the details are on the website, and you can pick any two of those fabric panels. And then, as we were saying, you can make all sorts of things. So yes, you could make cushions with them, but you could make canvases, you could actually make wall art canvases, you could make little bags, make handbags, make wash bags, or whatever project it is that you want. So all you have to do is pick any two for £14.99. You've got some lovely patterns there. You can see them all in detail. I mean, you know, that one at the bottom with the sort of flying ship there, I think that would be fantastic for something to do in a children's room. That would be great fun, wouldn't it? But honestly, it's up to you, whatever you want to make with them. Great fabric, great prices. Pick any two and just pay £14.99 there. All the details are there on the website. That is hochanda.com. Lovely. You can also pick up the phone, give us a call if you want to ask any questions or if you want to order anything. Yeah, it's all there for you on that website, hochanda.com. Lovely, but let's have a talk about our quilts tonight, because we have got the one-day special just launching at 6 o'clock right now, and these are wonderful because it is your kit of parts that you need. You just need to get your backing fabric, and then you needed to get the wadding as well. But you've got 3 different colour options. So if you have a look at this one, this was Hayley's favourite, and it was this wonderful teal colour. Now, if you can see the detail in there. So if you have a look in here, look, you've got top hats, and you kind of steampunk items there. And this, I love this because, do you know, when you look at this, it's almost like there's browns in there, but it's not. It is sort of greys and teals. This is a beautiful fabric. I mean, that is just so gorgeous. And then you've got the steampunk there, and then the detail there. So you can see how all of those work together. And then, if you have a look at the pattern here, you can see exactly how it is to follow. Got all of your measurements, all your instructions. It's not a very difficult pattern. So if you've never quilted before, I think this could be a great place for you to start. It's also not hugely expensive. 2 flexible payments tonight, £34.71, your first of 2 payments. That is £404,171 as an item number. And that's because you're spending over £60. But I tell you what you're not spending is nearly £100, because that's what it should be, £97.42. But not tonight, because it's £34.71, your first of 2 interest-free flexes. And then, if you move on to our next colour, we can have a look at this one, which is this gorgeous rusty colour. And you've got this wonderful fabric here for your backing. And if we have a look at the patterns in here, you can see how they all go together. So you've got your gorgeous kind of steampunks again. I mean, I think this is such a classy pattern, isn't it? Little glasses there, all the detail there. Look, beautiful. I do like this colourway. I do like the teal, but I do like this one. So 404,171, and then you go for your rust. Lovely. And then you've got the grey. This is the most popular. A lot of people liking the grey. You have got this little touch. That's with the grey, isn't it? Yes, you have got this little touch of yellow. 10% of this grey stock has gone there. So if you want to get hold of the grey, it's 404,171 there. Remember, brilliant pricing, but it is your one-day special launching now. By tomorrow at 6, yes, all the prices will go up, but actually 1 or 2 of the options might have sold out before then. So if you like what you like, make sure you grab hold of it. Now, if you like the fabrics, but you want just the 1 metre, not a problem. So maybe for your backing, for your panels, whatever you choose them to be, really. So if you would like to get hold of the 1 metre fabrics, it's 945,254, and they are £12.99 for that 1 metre there in these range of fabrics. So once again, you just need to go to the website, hochanda.com, have a look, and then choose all of your options. And we've also got the patterns by themselves as well. You might want to just make the quilt in that pattern in your own fabrics. So we'll give you the pattern details as well. There they are on the screen. 694,402, £12.99 if you would like to just get those. Now, let's have a look at these lovely canvas fabrics. We're looking at the balloons first of all. Hayley was saying not great for quilting this one because it has got a rather large pattern. But of course, for your bags or anything else that you want to make, cushions, lovely canvas fabric with the balloons. 013164 is your item number if you'd like to get hold of that one. £11.99, brand new today. The next one, this is my favourite. I absolutely love the steampunk elements here, and this is called Vintage Script. Vintage Script. This is the most popular at the moment. Now, how much has gone? 30% gone, 30% in 29 minutes. So you're liking that one very much indeed. 450176, your item number. £13.99 there for your 1 metre by 48 inch wide fabric. Fabulous. And then we've got the one that we must not wiggle. Don't tell me to not do something. No wiggling. I should come with a health warning. Just tell me to do something, I'll do the opposite. If you want to... Now they're telling me to wiggle it. No, I'm not going to wiggle it now. So if you want to get hold of this lovely stripy fabric, this ticking stripe it's called, it is a classic stripe. That is 444149 as an item number, and that is £13.99. Fabulous. Our happy hour. Every 1 day special hour is going to have a happy hour item within it. And that means that the price on this fabric goes up at the end of this hour. This is your faux leather, £12.99. I shall show you exactly how much leather. Instead of going for the silver dress, I shall go for this colour dress today. I don't look like a robot now. I've got a lovely, this is my Hollywood dress now, look, got my lovely, I look like a bar of chocolate actually, don't I? There we are. What do you think, Marcus?
Very, very elegant.
Very fetching.
Very 40s.
No, do the silver ones. Looks like a robot.
They want me to do the silver so I look like a robot. Do you know, Hayley, I'm just your puppet, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
I'm just your puppet. Now remember, at the end of this hour, the prices on your fabric will go up. In all seriousness, can I just say this is gorgeous leatherette. It's a beautiful fabric, so soft. So many things you could make with those, and you have got all of those wonderful colour options there as well. Ooh! Ooh! Oh! Now, they just said make a pair of boots. That's not possible, is it? Don't be silly. You can't make boots out of a pair of fabric like that. You need a sole and everything, unless you're a proper boot maker. But cover some old boots. Or you could make a lovely bag. Yeah, or a little purse, a little vanity purse. There's so many. Little vanity purse. How old are you? A little vanity purse. I've got my little vanity purse with me. That could be a really nice kind of slouchy bag. Oh, I like that. Fabulous. So have a look at those. They are happy hour specials. The £12.99 price is going to go up at the end of the hour back to nearly £20. So do have a think about these faux leathers. 176061 is your item number. Fabulous. Okay, we have got some lovely quilting fabric for you here. Plain dyed quilting fabric. You are getting two, is that 2 half a metre pieces? Yeah, 2 half metres. And if you get, again, if you want a continuous cut, we can do that for you, not a problem. You can order it that way. So you just order as much as you want. And look, there's a blue box. Freedom! Freedom members pricing there. £11.04 and your free packaging and posting there on these colours. So 673172 is your item number. But what if you would like a mottled effect? Well, it just so happens we've got that for you as well. So you can see there, look, that's the effect. My daughter will hate me saying this, but this is the effect that I saw this morning on her skin after she did a fake tan last night. Oh yes, oh yes. Not only did she do a fake tan last night, she did it without gloves. In fact, my husband this morning, because he went to get her to go, come on, we've got to get Mummy her things for Mother's Day. And then I heard him go, who is in the bedroom? There was a reference to an American president, let's just put it that way, because she did look.
Well, she's not, you can't go out, you can't go anywhere, nobody's going to see
That's what she said. She said, that's why I tried it, because no one's going to see me for the next 2 weeks. I said, no one is going to see you for the next 2 weeks. You're not leaving the house looking like that. Honestly, it's like that. Her skin looks like that. I'm not kidding. It looks fine in fabric. It's fine in fabric. It's not a good look when you are whiter than white.
Can I just say, the colours that are aware, were not picked to match with your daughter. They were picked to match with the colours in the one day special.
They work with the one day special. They're beautiful. Just don't try and replicate them on your skin. Okay, have a look at the website. Hochanda.com is where you can buy all of these wonderful, wonderful things there. And you can buy all those fabrics that we've talked about there at terrific prices, happy hour prices, one day special prices, mix and match items. And remember that in some of them as well, you can order the larger meters, so it's a continuous cut for you as well. So it's all there. Oh, look at that, 5 stars for that. Ooh.
Fantastic for bag making.
Yes, brilliant.
Really, really good
it's
for bag
lovely.
making.
It's really lovely and soft. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good for bag
Lovely.
making.
But we'll come
Okay.
back to our one day special now.
So while you're away, I cut the 4 pieces that we were, the 3 pieces that we were missing for the disappearing 9 patch. So I cut these 3 here, and I also had enough time to sew a couple of pieces together as well. So I've just sewn these pieces together. It's just a straight line stitch, so there's nothing outrageously complicated there. Oh, extra bit of thread. So now I'm going to do the same again. When I am quilting, what I always tend to do is take over from the left and put it onto the right, because that's the way it's going to run through my machine. And then that just avoids kind of confusion when you're trying to stitch things together and you've got stuff upside down and back to front. So I'm going to stack all of those up, ready to go. And we'll stitch those in, and then once they're together, we're going to stitch those rows together. Then we need to cut into that whole block,
Okay.
and give it a little bit of a shuffle around. Oh, you know how you've just done chatting for ages?
Yeah.
You need to do it again because I've just unthreaded my machine.
Oh.
Sorry,
Oh.
Rachel, you may have to do a spot of work.
Am I a spot of work?
Spot of work, I'm
What are
afraid.
you saying? I just sit here and do nothing.
Well, to be honest, when it's some of the boys are more guilty of doing this with, I tend to give them an activity just to distract them and keep them quiet.
Do you? We'll look out for that next
They
time.
know I do it as well, but they still they're more interested in the activity. It's good.
I'm always interested in what you're doing. Now, if you just want the fabric with the instructions, so you get 3 meters of the pattern fabric, and you get in the instructions. That's 6.5 meters, by the way. In your mint, rust or grey, there it is. Just choose your option. So 674, 689, and yeah, you can just get it home and start quilting. But you would need to buy with that. What do we say we would need with that? Your own binding and your own backing. Perfect. That is $34.99 instead of $51.96. Whereas with the one day special, you're getting everything, which is fabulous. So you get the full kit there if you would like to get hold of your one day special. Lots of people are going for it. Now, one thing I want to say to you is at the moment, there is an awful lot of fabric and choices and one day specials in baskets. Now, if there's a sudden rush on and people go and check out those baskets, you never know if you're going to get what you want. So if you have something in mind and you're ready to press that button, then press that button, because then you know it's yours. It's never yours until you check out. Yeah, because people will be watching on Rewind and things like that. So, you know, even if you think, oh, I'll come back tomorrow and buy it, you never know. Also, if you watch on Rewind, you can, you know, watch all the techniques and demos over the next 24 hours as well. So lots of inspiration and information for you on the channel. Right, are you ready?
Yes, okay, I'm rethreaded and I'm now stitching on the other side to those kind of 3 rows that we were looking at. There you go. Let's shuffle this out of the way for a second and just press these seams open. Definitely, oh, I've put my machine on my scissors. Error. There we go. Definitely worth pressing as you go with this, just because it just makes such a difference. And especially with dressmaking as well. You can finger press them just by kind of putting them out and just running your fingernail along them, but it is 10 times better if you can just run an iron over it, and it is worth doing front and back. It does make a difference. I think it makes a difference to the quality of your result. So let me do this one, and then we are going to line these up. Ooh, did I bring my pins in? Whoa. Might not have brought my pins in. We'll see. Okay. Right. So 1, 2, 3. Well, they're not too bad a match. We'll be all right. Okay, so now we're going to take them and sew them together. So sew these two together, then we'll sew that last one on. So I'm just going to... What you're going to do to get your kind of best results is just match those seams up. So you'll have a seam, because it's a disappearing 9 patch and it's 3 rows of 3. You want to kind of match those seams up quite precisely, so that you get a better result when you are finished. Let me just see if I did bring any pins. I know exactly where they are, but they are not here. That's fine. I shall just hope for the best. See, and this is the thing. When you are putting it together, you can see these bits don't match up at the top. You can see one is a bit longer than the other. Ignore that. Go for the match here. That will give you a far neater result. So go for your match here. Doesn't matter what's happening up this top end, you can always trim that excess off. There you go. And are you staying a quilt's width apart, are you?
Oh, what?
Are you staying a quilt's width apart?
From the end of the table. Well, this is what you can make, look. Now, obviously, you're going to make a lot bigger quilt than this. So we're working on one of the squares at the moment. How many squares would you make? 9?
There's 9 in there.
And you make
25 in total with the amount of fabric that you have within the kit.
I'm just looking at that camera. That just looks really strange when I'm sat there. You're now talking to a quilt. Toss the quilt, Hayley.
We just need to kind of hang it up in the middle, don't we?
Yeah. Ask the quilt a question, Hayley. Go on. Ask the quilt a question.
Well, I don't know what kind of things do the quilts know. What did you have for breakfast, Quilt?
Oh, something orange.
Bananas.
Bananas. Oh, this is getting weird at this show. This is getting weird. I've turned into a quilt. I've been a robot.
It's just been eventful.
This is what happened last time on our show.
Yeah, it got weird, didn't it?
It was very funny at the end. I just said, well, that's nice, Ellie, wasn't it? You went, not going to lie, Rachel, it was weird. And that's how we ended the show.
If nothing else, I'm always honest.
That was the first time we'd worked together. And then at the NEC, you walked past me on my little stand and you avoided me. You did. She avoided me. She did. Do you remember? You went to the toilet, so I went, hiya.
Oh,
and you just walked off past
miles
me. I thought,
away.
She doesn't like me. She doesn't like me.
No, I was probably miles away.
I was too weird for you.
Quite often in my own little world, though.
I think, to be fair, I think you were in your own world. I think I went hi and you went hi thinking, this is some random person. You probably didn't realise it. Why would I be there at the NEC? I was there with my own thing.
Why would you be there?
Yes, I was there with my own thing.
Is it not?
Yeah. She was like, hello.
These are not as good as they could be because I didn't put pins in.
Right.
If I put pins in,
yes.
See how they're just off slightly?
Yes.
If I put pins in, they would have been much better.
Okay.
But I'm accepting it and moving on.
Not bitter.
Same again. No, Kim, we're not going to pin the next one because I have still forgotten my pins. So I didn't pin the first one. But that will make a big difference in your accuracy. Always line these bits up. Oh, you're going to go and find me a pin?
We can get you pins.
Thanks, Jamie. I'll
We
just
can.
wait for a second then.
I know why you didn't recognise me at the NEC.
Why?
Because I didn't have all of my makeup on.
Is it that
You're like,
different?
who's that?
No, I was probably miles away.
I think you were miles away.
I just tend to wander.
You did.
I didn't actually get off the stand that much, so
Didn't
it's like I wasn't expecting to see people. Okay, has it come in?
By the way, before
Sorry.
those pins come, no, it's fine. This one-day special is a brilliant saving. It's a brilliant saving. And we've just been saying, haven't we, about quilting kits. When you buy a quilting kit, especially when everything is included, you can spend like £200-300 on it. Yeah, you can spend 100,
Yes.
but you can spend a lot of money.
Yeah, depending on the name of the fabric,
Yeah.
then yes, you can spend an awful lot of money on a quilting kit.
Yeah.
And this is a really good size quilt with a kind of minimum amount of spend,
Yeah,
really.
it's a
because
good introduction.
If you go, because you've got everything you need for the topper, you will need to add a backing and batting. But if you're fleece backing your quilts, then even more cost effective. Could
Yeah.
be very cost effective.
Exactly.
Right, I've left my. I don't know where he's gone. I don't think he's coming back.
I think
I'm
he's actually
going
gone to the
for
shop to try and buy pins.
Well, I know exactly where
It's
they
shut
are.
now.
They're in the room.
In the room,
Well,
in the
they've
quarantine room,
Yeah.
we're all
weird.
separated.
Yeah, it's
I
quite
know.
lonely.
It's good. It's very important.
It's very important, but
But
it's
we're a bit lonely.
It's a bit lonely.
Yeah, but it's good. It's very.
Everybody's just
We're
waving at
taking
people from afar.
full measures here. Full measures.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's quite unusual to add this bright colour in with this grey as well. And that makes it quite interesting.
I mean, they've picked the colour because the colour goes really, really well with the feature pieces that are in there. So you can see you've got your little your glasses in there, your little clocks, and it's kind of been picked to coordinate with all of those kind of feature pieces that are in there.
Exactly.
And this kind of mustardy yellow colour's still quite on trend at the minute.
Yes.
And still quite fashionable. So it is quite kind of modern looking. And a lot of quilts are very, very traditional. And that's one thing that Fabric Freedom do really well, is that they always kind of try and bring you something new.
Yeah, and also as well, just in terms of, you know, thinking about this for your home, a lovely project to make actually for the coming kind of spring, summer months, because it is a very, with these yellows, it's very bright and cheerful, isn't it? So
yes. Yeah, really, really bright and cheerful. So, was that one any better? Yeah, a bit better. Okay. See, I'm funny about my joins. I like my joins to be spot on. So for no pin joins, I'll take it. But I always pin the joins. I don't care what's going on the edges. The edges you can trim down, but always get your joints right. That'll give you a much kind of more professional result on your quilt. Okay, so now we're at this stage. We've got the instructions, and the instructions tell us. Oh, now you've got the pins, Jamie. So this is what we've got now. From here, what we need to do is cut it down this way and cut it across this way. So it seems mad to sew it all together to then cut it apart, but that is exactly what you need to do. Just gonna grab my pen, which fell on the floor. There we go. So, because you start off with 4.5 inch squares and you've taken a 1/4 inch off for each side, you should have a 4 inch square left in the middle. Okay, so I'll put my ruler over the whole thing. So I've gone between 1 and 5, so the centre is 3. So I'm just going to kind of take that 3 line, and you can see I'm not quite straight all the way up, but I'm going to get it as even as I can, and that's because I didn't put my pins in, and that's shifted across slightly. So I'm going to go even for that yellow bit, and I'm going to mark on the top, and then slide the ruler up and put a mark on the bottom, and then match those marks up, because I've got a 12.5 inch ruler here, so it's just big enough. So mark top, mark on the bottom, and then again I'm just using a normal biro. Probably use a heat erasable marker or something slightly more sensible, but it's just so you can see what I'm doing.
Yes, exactly.
And then on here I've got again 4 inch gap between the middle, so between 1 and 5, and I'm only using between 1 and 5 is because I can keep it completely flat between those numbers. So I'm sliding it down, marking it at 3, and then sliding it up, again lining it back up, marking it at 3, and getting between those 2 lines and all the way across. So that is where I'm now going to cut it, and it seems bonkers to sew it all together.
Yes.
To cut it apart again.
Yeah, the monthly mega deal, by the way, are those fantastic scissors, and or is those fantastic scissors, and they're at the bottom of the screen there. So 419627, 24.99 for 2 pairs of those Fiskars large universal scissors there. They are very sharp, as you can see. They're really good,
yes,
aren't they?
They're lovely scissors actually, and nice big hand grips on them as well. Because sometimes with the little hand grips, I know some people can find them a little bit hard work if they're doing quite a lot of cutting. Right, so we have chopped it back into our 4 pieces, and what we're going to do is swap 2 of those pieces over. So we're going to take this one with the square in and this one with the square in, and just swap those over. Okay, so at this point, that's where you would maybe tidy up some of those outer edges where you've got bits hanging over, because it's going to make it easier for you to sew in the long term.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to roughly trim off a couple of these. Normally do it with a ruler and kind of trim them off properly. I'm just going to trim off a little bit. There you go, and take this one off as well. There. Right. Okay, so you should have everything, all your patterns still facing the right way up, so you don't want to turn anything, you just want to kind of move them, swap those 2 over. So there's 2 blocks you'll make. There's one block that you make with the corners, the triangular corners here and here, you'll make another block with them here and here.
Yeah.
And that's how you get that kind of triangular, square triangular pattern in the middle.
Yeah.
Square triangular, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Right, so then these are going to go together. So I'm going to take right over left and sew down here, right over left and sew down here. I'll just crack a couple of pins in these. How long have we got? Am I going to get this
6
done?
minutes.
6 minutes.
You see, you did need the pins
I do need the pins.
in the end.
I do need the pins. And one of the other reasons that I pin is because I prefer to press my seams open. I only ever pin the first seam that I'm going to come to, because then that holds it flat. This one, the kind of direction of the sewing machine is automatically going to flatten it down. So I'd always pin just the first one, just to hold those together. And then this one, same again, just that first open piece. And then there'll be one on the back as well. Because I've got that that 1/4 inch seam allowance foot on, that should help me to kind of keep that straight edge. I'm just going to move that one a little bit because it's not sitting quite flat. There we go, that's better. Right, quickly sew these together, and then we're going to sew those two back together to create that whole block.
Okay.
So if you have a look on your quilt there, you should be
Yes.
able to pick out that block. So if you go from the corner, go from
here?
the corner and then go right to the diagonally opposite corner where those little squares are coming together.
Yes.
Next one up, that one.
Right.
So from there you go. Can you see that full block now from Rachel's hand in that top? Now up a bit.
Yeah.
That's it. From that corner,
Yes.
that top corner where you're holding it with
Yep.
your hand, and then
Diagonal.
through there and then stop
I
at the
see.
middle bit.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
Perfect.
those two corners.
Yeah. Lovely. Well, look, lots of people are going for all sorts of options tonight on the show. I tell you one thing that is very popular is the 1 metre steampunk fabric. Yeah, it's the fabric that is featured on the one-day special, and you can just get it as a 1 metre selection of fabric there. So 945254 is your item number. Do you think if you wanted to sort of mix and match and swap out some of the pieces, could you do that, Hayley? Could you buy some of that other fabric and then have that as your
Absolutely.
main?
Or even
view?
the mottled fabrics and the plain fabrics that you saw.
Yes.
You could even swap some of
Yeah,
those
because
in.
those have been popular tonight, those plain fabrics.
It doesn't have to all be in this same colour.
Yeah.
You could have a different, you could pick 3 or 4 of the colours out of there, like a
Yes.
dark grey, a light grey, a white and a yellow. Make those 4 squares different colours. Well, do you know what? We'll try that tomorrow. I've got loads of spare squares. We'll put all
Yeah,
4 different
change-
squares
try
in
and change it
tomorrow
around
and
a
try and
little
change
bit.
it up a bit.
Yeah. Fabulous. Yeah, these are those plain fabrics. They're nice, actually.
That was very
I think
delicately laid
it was
down,
very delicately
Jamie,
laid down. You sort
wasn't
of
it?
presented them to me.
We usually
this
get
is-
thrown in.
Yeah, no, throw them at me. I think that is a great combination. This grey and this yellow really makes the grey.
Yeah.
If you take that away, it just doesn't do a lot.
So
but as soon as you put it
out
with it,
out of what's
pops.
there, I would probably take out the rust coloured one because that's more specifically to go with the rust option.
That one.
So yeah, take that one out. Any of those ones that's left,
Yeah,
I would say they will go perfectly with this option.
exactly. Yeah, there's some really good ones there.
And then if you've got the turquoise option, I would probably say just take out the yellow,
Yeah.
and then those 4 would work perfectly with the turquoise option.
Yeah.
So you've got lots of
Well, you've also
choices,
got a
lots
freedom
of
price as
options.
well on these. So it's coming down for you to £11.04, including your postage and your packaging there. So 673172 is your item number if you would like to get hold of those. That is a 15% freedom members discount, which is very good to have on top of your regular price, isn't it? Yeah, so people like those. Let's go back to the one-day special, though. This wonderful quilting kit, everything included in your one-day special. With that great price, it should be nearly £100, down to £69.42. 404171 your item number, and then what you can do is divide that into 2 as well, because we've put it onto FlexiPay for you.
Okay, I've got 3 minutes to get this finished off, and I think we're going to manage it. So that's the bottom corner, that's our top corner, and now it's just a case of putting those 2 together. So fold that one over there. This is where I wanted my pins the last time. I mean, luckily, the way that you cut this up, the fact that those joins weren't as accurate as they could have been, you kind of don't notice it as much as you could. So it's actually quite a forgiving pattern if you are a beginner. And then that one through there. And that one
That's
there.
good to know, actually, isn't it? Yeah, because we were saying that if you are a beginner, this is doable for you, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing outrageously complex in there. Now, I've shown you one way to do it tonight, which was popping those half triangles in first. I'm going to show you another way tomorrow, which is the way that it says in the pattern.
Yeah.
I just think that the way that it says in the pattern, for me, there's a little bit more wastage of fabric, and you want to get the most that you can out of your fabric. So I tend to put those half square triangles in first, so you've got minimum waste on it.
Yes.
Okay, that one in. And quickly get this sewn together. And that change in noise that you can hear from the sewing machine, that's just it going over those seams.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm trying to whip the pins out as I go. And the last one. Yeah, that's all right. And the key with this is just when you're getting to the end, because obviously you're working in quite small pieces, is try not to let the sewing machine kind of kick out at the end, because it will try and kind of give you a... Oh, you see I'm much happier with that?
Yes.
Much happier.
Very good.
Thanks. So that's your basic block. So it should be this way up. That's your basic block. It's the same thing over and over again, just a reverse one, so the triangles are on this side, so you can create those triangles in the middle. Now, with this pattern, it does recommend that you kind of mix and match up the triangles and squares as much as you can to kind of put different patterns everywhere and try not to get them touching. So it's a really good one for a beginner because you're not trying to always do the same thing.
Brilliant. Well,
there you go.
all you have to do is get hold of your One Day Special. Choose your colour option, get it home, have a practice, have a play, and then see what you can create. Thank you so much, Hayley, my love. When you're back tonight, 9, isn't it?
9 o'clock tonight,
yes. Okay, that's lovely. I will not be here. I'm going to be sticking around for the next hour because, of course, it's Sunday Savers. They are back in a matter of moments. I said that right, yeah?